my name is Jessica Wade. I am 23 years old. I recently just got out of doing active duty Army after 4 years, and I got out because I want to pursue my dream as becoming an actress. The only training that I've done so far was only my senior year in drama class, but that's what basically inspired me, is when I did my first monologue in front of the audience, and their reaction was so priceless. Their faces looked so blown away that I just was like, I couldn't believe I did this. I can't believe that I could do this and move people in different ways that I didn't think I was possible doing. Your school has 130 years of experience, while I've only done about one, if that. And that's why I want to go to your school. You guys have 130 years of excellence. You have a student body that's small, focused on one-on-one teaching with everyone. You have past actors and actresses such as like Anne Hathaway, who's done Devil Wears Prada and The Princess Diaries, which I grew up watching. And you support the Yellow Ribbon program, which I looked at other colleges and they don't. And since I'm prior military, it will help me financially. And I'm just trying to get the best quality training as possible. And I'm just looking for a chance. So I hope you guys enjoyed these 2 monologues. And the first one's going to be Serial Dater, and I'll be playing Lacey. My father was a wonderful man who waited on me hand and foot when I was a child. Mother used to jokingly call him the slave. When I grew up, I expected to find a husband as loving and selfless as my father. Instead, I found Frank. I would always give Frank 30-minute back rubs, which he'd always ask for. He'd never give me back rubs unless I begged, and only then for 30 seconds. One time, I broke both my arms, and they were put in casts. Despite this, I continued with Frank's back rubs. The doctor warned me if I continued using the muscles in my arms that way, that I could permanently damage them and have unbearable shooting pains for the rest of my life. I told Frank what the doctor said, and he told me I was exaggerating because I was lazy and I didn't care about how his back felt. One day shortly after that, after a long time rubbing his back, my own was sore. And so I said, your turn, and I want half an hour because I always give you half an hour. What's fair is fair. And he told me, I thought you gave me back rubs because you love me, not because you're expecting something in return. And I explained to him that I do love him. I just want something since I give so much. And he just said I was being selfish, that I needed to start being a truly selfless person. And so I tried being selfless for a while, but the shooting pains in my arms, which he refused to massage, were so unbearable that finally I figured it'd just be easier to kill Frank than continue to be selfless. And I know I should have left or something, but the apartment was so nice, and why should I be the one to have to leave? I'm the one who found it in the first place. And I suppose there are other ways to go about it, but killing him was the best I could come up with. The real problem with me and Frank was, I think, my inability to be assertive, to assert myself. I mean, had I asserted my right to back rubs and to my arms and to my apartment, which I found, then maybe Frank would have respected my needs, and I wouldn't have felt that killing him was the only option available to me. I think I fluctuate between doing too passive and too aggressive, when really, I just need to find a middle ground between the two. Alright, so the next monologue will be from Thanksgiving in the Wilderness, and I'll be playing Emily. Contrary to popular opinion, there are not plenty of fish in the sea. And even if there are, none of them are interested in my bait. And I guess that's why when I saw him again and he started telling me how he wasn't ready for a new relationship and how how he thinks that dating is pretty stupid. Which, to be fair, is essentially true. It is kind of ridiculous to think that there's only one person out there for every other person. And that one person can meet all of your needs, and that anyone could really be satisfied with only one person for all time. There's a rational part of me that actually agrees with him. That thinks that sex is only as complicated as the people who are having it. That relationships shouldn't be a quick pro quo transaction. I agree to sleep only with you so that you can sleep only with me. If monogamy came so naturally, then why do so many married people have affairs? If people could just evolve past jealousy, we would probably be a lot happier. He's right. Jealousy is irrational. And he wanted something casual, which I was a little disappointed. I got my hopes up, which was stupid. And I got let down, which I should have predicted. And how can I really blame him? He was upfront with me. He told me exactly what he wanted and exactly what he didn't. And I could have said no. That's not enough for me. I want a real relationship or nothing. But I didn't say that. If I had thought I could do better, then none of this would have ever happened. But I didn't. And it did. I told myself, I'll just keep hanging out with him until I meet someone better suited for me. The right person. I told myself, don't get attached because this is temporary. Don't be jealous because it's just not worth it. But I'd lie awake with him sleeping next to me and think, you're always rushing off. You have all these other friends and all these other things to do and all these other women's beds to jump into. I wish you could have room for me in your life. I wish that you wished you had more room for me in your life. I wish you gave a damn, because someday you're going to meet someone and you're going to feel that thing that you would always make fun of when other people would feel it. And all your erotic about how monogamy is stupid and relationships are bullshit will go completely out the window. And I will never be able to stop wondering, why wasn't it me? Why couldn't it have been me? Thank you. I hope you enjoyed my monologues.